I bet.
You know what's cool, man? Listen, you guys all need to hear this. What you need to talk about, man, and this is from where my experience comes in. You can sell or recommend the same speaker, and it will sound completely different. And if you take the same speaker system and put it in 5 rooms, you'll get 5 different sounds, man. And that's just the truth. I've experienced that. Like I put these, Revels in years ago. I'm like, oh my God, these are the best speakers I've ever heard. And I put them, we sold them again a couple months later and put them in another room, and they were terrible.
Wow, what happened? Yeah.
He's got to start selling that direct.
I mean, listen, we did calibration with an RTA and a sound meter and a laser measure in little band EQs back in the day. Now it's a renaissance of, with the softwares and whatnot. So, I mean, there was no, not much on acoustical treatments wouldn't be done. There was people doing it, but they were just over dampening rooms. Literally, they were just filling the room with absorbent material and ruining any kind of spaciousness in the sound. I mean, that's just something that needs to be talked about. It's not talked about enough is getting the speaker to sound right in your particular room. Just because it's reviewed by somebody and it's amazing, you might get it and have totally different results. And that's just legit advice.
Yeah. Yeah,
no, there's a lot of truth to that. Well, and that's why I rely heavily on measurements, because even if I think it's great, somebody else may not like it, but hopefully through enough measurements and data points, they can kind of get an idea of, I've used this speaker, I've seen this measurement. It kind of points me in the right direction of what to get, rather than I'm not having to buy 20 different things. I can buy maybe 4 or 5 and try those 4 or 5 out and get there quicker. That's kind of the idea.
So those dollies that I demoed the other day, I mean, they're $8,000 a pair, so they're expensive, but they're 6.5 inch with a 1 inch tweeter. Cheers, brother. And they when I moved them closer to the wall, the bass just exponentially increased, believe it or not. Then when I moved it, it was noticeable. And that needs to be articulated to people, less, the speaker's effervescent sound. When I played Smelly Cat Symphony 5, nobody listens to that.
Smelly Cat
Symphony 5. Nobody listens to that. I was like, dude, I was playing some 311 after the concert and I moved them back. The bass was more. Speak real to them. I mean,
all right. So let's speak real then, real quick then. Would you say that most of that has to do with the changes in bass? Because I think that's a known thing. Depending on the room, the bass changes a lot. So if it could be in a null and you have no bass, and you're like, what the heck's wrong with these speakers? They don't have any bass, or too close to the corner or something like that. They're like, these are too bassy. Right?
Too close to the corner. That's the people will buy these speakers, and you see it all the time online too. They'll just stick them right in the corner. Like I'm like, dude.
Close.
I mean,
as close
literally,
as
it's like the walls here and the speakers here, and it's bound. I mean, I'm like, come on.
The only thing stopping is the cables are getting in the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I would push them closer, but the cables.
Well, that's the thing too. A lot of times people will buy a speaker and they'll just put it in a room somewhere where they think it should go, without trying. Move it around just a couple feet. I mean, you spent $5,000 on a speaker. Yeah, you spent $5,000 on a set of speakers. Spend 5 or 10 minutes moving them around, just kind of sanity check. And you can use an app on your cell phone, just a sound meter app. Hey,
$200 and hire somebody who knows what they're doing to show you.
You could do that
and get it done. You know what I mean? There's no shame in that. If you're going to invest in a roughly the size of a compact car on audio, you should pay somebody, a mechanic, to tune it. And there's this. The industry has not built value into installation and calibration professional. They just haven't built the value into it because there's so much misinformation online. There's a lot of good information, but it won't hurt to do that. And that's where we come in.
It's not intuitive that you're supposed to place speaker and the listening position in a certain way, right? If you have a square cube room, definitely if you sit dead center, you're going to have peaks and valleys and modes. But it wasn't until I listened to Anthony Grimaldi and all these guys and you guys go, oh my God, this is like you
rocket surgery.
Right. It's like, how would
Grimaldi will sprain your brain, dude.
Right. This is why Bose sells 100. They're like, put it anywhere. I mean, that's what Bose is. Put it anywhere. It doesn't matter. That's what I want, even though it's wrong, right? But Bose makes it sound like it's easy. Whatever.
Bose and what is it? Sonos, right? Everybody loves Sonos.
Put it everywhere. Put it anywhere. Doesn't matter.
How many Sonos home theaters have you done? Done.
What have you done?
I said done.
How many theaters have I done?
Oh, Sonos.
Yeah, with Sonos.
All the time. It's my favorite. Really? Sometimes I do dual Sonos wireless subs. I'm just saying I'm a pimp. So
Balling.
No, I try not. Listen, it's a great solution. No company has a more loyal following than Sonos. People, dude, I'm doing multiple multi-million-dollar homes right now with a bunch of Sonos because they want their friends to be able to share their app. Their app is second to none. If you never played with it, it's the bomb.
Is that it?
Actually, they don't.
Someone could come to my house and then just log in real quick and play whatever.
And I know I'm going to get crap, but Sonos sounds pretty good if you're not an audiophile.
If you're not an audiophile, and that's
you're like,
everybody
that's
is.
Amazing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've measured their Sonos Arc and their Sonos Beam, and even the IKEA ones, and I thought they were gonna be just like straight garbage. I'm like, whoa, these are measuring like pretty flat.
Yeah,
they're using DSP. I'm like, man, that's kind of crazy.
They're not bad, you know. Most people just don't care. They just want a decent sound. The Sonos looks cool. It's easy. They can do it themselves. The wireless sub sounds pretty good for most people. Now we're in a different category because
if they're watching our show, they're not heading that.
Yeah, nobody watching our show.
Most people just want some bass and Bluetooth that they can listen to anywhere. Like that's their qualification.
Yeah.
However, it is our mission and our responsibility.
Change the world, baby.
It is our sacred responsibility.
Change the world.
To change the world on sound. Because early in my career, there was a bunch of hi-fi shops and people would come in and they'd listen and it was just cool, man. You know what I mean? It was just a great industry. And then, MP3s came along and folding the sound and whatnot, and that went away. But now we don't have the excuse anymore. Now we can pay $20 a month and have every song known to man in our car and at the gym and our home system, and it sounds damn good.